the culture that we bring to the table is that. We like to help. We like to give you the direct insights on what's really going on.
All right, so with that, and we're gonna have Michael Salazar coming in as well. So he'll be talking to you guys about why incorporating stuff, and like how to start business and the best tax write-offs. I got a couple good questions for everybody. Discard, thank you for coming in as well.
Good, man. I was early morning prospecting on a Saturday. I was door knocking since 9 o'clock in the morning.
That's my boy.
You know, Saturdays are the days that the women are up with their fabuloso and the music, cleaning and ready to open the door when I knock on it. So,
There you go.
My house, I'm the one with fabuloso. More than just the women.
So we'll start it off.
Whatever it takes, right?
Whatever it takes.
Happy wife, happy life.
There you go. So Kevin, I'll start it off with you. Quickly, and I don't want to do these like easy, what got you in the business? Why do you still do it? Or how long you've been in it? But I like to do it because there's people that might not know who you are. Tell me quickly, in like a 2-minute thing, who you are, how long you've been doing mortgages, who you represent. That way we have context for the video.
We're the Collective Lending Group. We are a mortgage broker company. So we have access to all the lenders out there, and we're able to basically shop for the best deal. I got in the business originally as a mortgage broker. I have stayed as a mortgage broker. That's all we do. Going on 17 years now. The business has changed quite a bit in cycles. It pretty much works. And we do everything from private money lending to conventional to bank statement programs to fix and flip loans, FHA, government programs. Nowadays, there isn't 1,000 mortgage options, so pretty much everybody has access to the same product line. There's no secret sauce that one person may have that doesn't. So it really comes down to, do they know what they're talking about? Do they give the service that you want for your client? And what kind of a partnership that you build together so that you grow your business? Because at the end of the day, like Frank was saying, it's a team effort. So pretty much in a nutshell, that's what we do and who we are.
All right. Frank, it's going to be the same question, but the reason why I want you guys to know why I brought Frank is not only because he's been in the business for a long time. I think Kevin and him have probably been in the business the same time, 17, 18, 16 years. But I also wanted to bring him because it's always good to have a producer that's been doing it for a long time. Because you could have producers that do 2-3 years and they just work and then they drop off or leave the business. But when a person, especially if they've been there 18 years, they rolled the wave. They have a little bit more. It's always gratifying to meet with these people because you're like, wow, my business could last forever, right? And there's gonna be ups and downs. In the down market, you can make opportunities. And also another reason is Frank is in our Brickell office, has a group, and always looking for more people. So you're gonna come in Brickell. So I also want people that watch this video to say, hey Frank, I would love to get in your group, your team, and this video will hit up all the brokers. So Frank, I wanted to bring you here as a veteran in the brokerage and a veteran in the business. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Got into the industry when I was 20 years old. Was very fortunate that I started writing mortgages at a very young age. And this business is just about relationships, like I was explaining. If you think about a deal as just a transaction, and you don't think of the client as a client, but you think of them as just a customer, then your business will pay for it at the end. Being in the business as long as I've been, I've seen a lot of people come and go. We were just talking about it earlier. 87% of the people watching this video, sitting in this room, won't be here in the next 5 years. And it's just a stat. I'm always fascinated by the top 5%. They all have so many things in common. And that's something that I teach new agents more than anything. I don't have the home run philosophy. I'm more of a consistent type of person. So what I tell them that it's not about the bigger deals. It's about the deals in the pipeline. It's about having a funnel of business coming in, and not just one funnel, but diversifying where those deals come from. A good percentage, for example, if you have your referral base, if you have your Zillow, if you have your outbound prospecting, that's a well-rounded business as opposed to just going in there and taking orders.
A question for you, Frank, though, and that way, even go to is in this business, you know, producing, selling, what was your biggest, from when you were new, when there's people in here that are new, there's people who have been here in the business for years, what was your biggest aha moment? Like, oh, this is what I needed to be doing. Like, I would say like Discard, and other people in here would be like, oh man, you know what, now, not only working short sales, because those deals might take a long time to mature, and a lot of times when you're dealing with short sales, gets to the closing table, they don't want to close. I would say for me to witness you, I would say an aha moment is like, man, you know what, I should do traditional real estate at the same time because you want cash flow. That would be an aha moment that I can say is probably in yours. Let me work all types of clients, right? I'm in the same field. I'm prospecting, door knocking, but let me also get regular listings, regular sellers that you have a higher probability, like maybe 90% chance that if you get a great price, a buyer's coming in there, an appraisal, an inspection is going to pass through, and you're going to make your money. Whereas you're working short sales, you might get 10 of them, and maybe 4 or 5 of them close. What would you say, more or less?
Yeah, it's about that. Maybe even. It all depends. It's really case by case. You know what I mean? If you're getting 10, probably 4 or 5 will close.
Whereas a traditional, maybe
You know,
9 or 10 or 8 will close.
Yeah.
What was your aha moment coming up, where it took you from regular agent to more of a longevity and top producer status?
My aha moment, it's a great question, by the way, had to have been when I realized that I was a specialist and I almost set myself apart from the generalist. Everybody, there's 45,000 agents that are competing for the same paycheck. And the one thing you'll see is that the majority of them don't really know what they're doing. The top 10% carry most of the industry. They make most of the commission. And those are all specialists. When you go to these people and you're working with these people, you feel the difference in them. And I think my aha moment was when I felt the confidence to really speak to clients and know that I was the only person that they were going to go to. I almost set myself apart so far from everybody else.
But wait, how do you do that? That's a good question. You that's what, you know what, I want the nitty gritty. How do you do that? Was it reading, working harder, late nights?
You know what? It's a great question. It's a lifestyle. No pun intended.
Ooh, I love that.
No pun intended. It's a lifestyle. The top 10% all have a lot of things in common. When I show up at the gym at 5 in the morning, they're all usually there working out. And it's not people that need to go to the gym. It's people that live for that pain. People that are willing to sacrifice certain things to get to the next level. And I think that when you look for leadership, when you look for excellence, when you live that lifestyle and you're not faking it, good things happen. Really. When you start changing your habits and you start doing things that you've never done, like knock on doors, right? Like pick up the phone and call somebody. That's when things happen. A lot of new agents are coming into the industry, and what I see is that they sit back and they're so observant, but they're not proactive. They're not going out there and saying, okay, well, how do I knock on doors? How do I make phone calls? The honest reality, guys, is that if you're new in the industry, nobody's gonna knock on your door wanting you to sell their home. You're gonna have to grind. You're gonna have to do something, or you're gonna have to walk into a model, a team, and start from the bottom. You know what I mean? Sit in some open houses, and be bored a whole entire weekend. I don't see enough of that.
Yeah.
I don't see enough agents, new agents coming into the business saying, how do I make myself useful? You know what I mean? And I think that's a big key moment.
That's clutch. And Kevin, and the opposite of it, let's just say what made him successful. What do you see that agents do that are derailing them? What are the bad habits that you see from agents? They may not return calls, and like not only say, oh, they don't return calls, but like hone in on it. Like, what would you say is the biggest missteps in real estate for agents?
Yeah, to piggyback off what Frank says, I think a lot of people, especially this real estate cycle that I'm in, and I've been through a few of them already, and so has Frank. It's the age of social media during this cycle, right? And previous ones maybe not so much. And I think now you see a lot of marketing on social media. So I think the misconception is a lot of people think, well, if I post a bunch on social media, my pipeline's gonna go crazy, right? And then they get into the business or they start posting on social media 3 times a day and the pipeline doesn't react, right? And then they're like, wait a minute, my strategy, my original thought process of how I was gonna build business is now not working. So does that really mean I need to pick up the phone? Because I didn't sign up for that. That's not what I really wanted to do. I wanted to post on Instagram and Facebook, and I wanted my friends to call me, and I thought I was gonna sell 5 deals. So that's from a generating business standpoint. Now when they generate business, it's the roller coaster of a pipeline. I have 2 deals. the deals get somewhat complicated because they usually do. So now I'm gonna sit at the office and stress about it for the next 10 hours instead of continuing to worry about the following month and prospect and do what I need to do so that my pipeline stays consistent. So you worked hard, let's say you door knock, let's say you finally get over, you call, let's say you get a deal off social media, you have 2-3 leads that you're working, one of them gets under contract, 2 of them you're there, something complicated happens, so for the next week you stop doing everything that got you into that position because you think if you email the lender 6 times and you talk to the title company 3 times, that's working. First of all, you just need to talk to them once. They'll let you know by the end of the day what the outcome is. The rest of the day, you should be clearing your head of that drama and that stress because you already was proactive in the morning and put the people in place that need to handle it. And then go back to prospecting and fill the pipeline for the following month.
So you say it's more about time management.
Time management and mindset. There's nothing. If you're babysitting the 2-3 opportunities you have for the next 30 days, guess what? You're not gonna have the following 90 days.
So you gotta be organized.
Organizing yourself, yeah.
You have to prospect every single day, and I don't care what your pipeline is doing. This business, here's the misconception: there's no problem that takes 8 hours to figure out.
Leslie says fact. Leslie's on the call. By the way, I'm gonna be bringing in.
I'm worried about what she might be commenting.
Yeah, please excuse me, but actually, and I like these more smaller groups. Tito, you're here to meet with me later, and we are. I gotta meet with you, Kevin, see if we and what were one of the questions you're gonna ask? Or not the private question you could ask me there, or if there isn't, what was more you wanting to do better in this? What was gonna be your question?
I know, man. I just need that push. I got that little sale that I did, so like I got that.
Yeah.
To like
That's a big thing. Like
Let me ask you a question. From that sale, right? How much of that sale did you invest
Right.
back into marketing?
bro.
that's the biggest That's a misstep.
If you're closing a deal and you don't invest a certain percentage back into marketing, then you have a job. You don't have a business.
Mm.
Do you understand?
That's a quote.
It's just a big difference between having a job and having a business. The agents that show up at 10 o'clock in the morning and leave at 4 o'clock because they can, don't understand that they don't have a job. They have a 9-to-5 mentality, but they don't grind like the rest of the people that are really
That's what I'm
making.
stuck at now, because I have a 9 to 5 and I do real estate nights and weekends. So I'm in like that little limbo that I do 9 to 5 and then
The answer, man, is work harder than
Yeah.
you ever work.
Yeah.
Wake up earlier, go to
me-
sleep
like
later.
me, like
That's
me.
the answer. man.
My thing now is
Become obsessed.
I've been trying to go to the office, but the thing is, by the time I get out of work, I go to the office, everybody's gone. Like I've been trying to go to the office just to like sit down and pick everybody's brain. But then by that time, everybody's already tired, going home.
No, but you know what it is? We'll talk about is the branches too. Brickell has a lot of late night.
Yeah?
Westchester as well, but you gotta see. Just let me
Like
know.
Chris, it's been
Chris then is good. He's there.
Yeah, but-
Miami Lakes is probably the latest office. How many? The latest
Yeah, he's
office.
even
Yeah,
to
yeah.
10, 9
Oh, yeah?
sometimes.
There's
Yeah,
people-
and
He lives
it's
here.
funny that you say that because George knows before I got into real estate I was a barber, and it was hard. I did it I was a pretend realtor for 2 years before I actually started doing it. And like you, I started. 2017 towards the last 4 months. I was able to close back-to-back closings, and then for December I think I had 3 closings. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go full time. And then last year, 2018, the beginning of 2018 was a little bit tough for me. I didn't close as many as I wanted to, but I was able to learn. And to me, last year was a lot of learning and understand what the real estate business is about.
That's when you met me.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And then you just learn, man. You just learn that it's not a 9 to 5.
Let me ask you a question.
It's
Talk to me about your job that you currently have now. Your 9 to 5. Tell me a little bit about that.
I have time, right now I work in an accounting office. I'm the assistant manager there.
Okay.
So when it's not tax season, I have time to make calls. That's another thing I want to talk to you about. I have like a fear of getting on the phone. I don't know why. I have a phobia of getting on the phone. I don't know what to say. I've done it. I'm like, Miguel.
I'll use 3 great examples. One that Kevin can say that, and a lot of you guys know, I dated was fearful of the phone. and she's now
I know,
now
I
she's
see.
killing it. Sebastian was fearful on the phone. Now he's locking up deals. There's just, I mean, you could go. David Giscard was fearful of the phone. This guy, and I don't mean to. He cut hair for a living. He wasn't. Sometimes people are lucky. They work in a telemarketing company. They work in collections. They work in customer service for AT&T, and they come in. The phones are natural. He worked at a place which is face to face. And what made you get over the phones?
I'll be honest with you. It was tough then. I mean, it's not as tough now because they're not in front of you, and you're providing your service to them. You're helping them out.
You know what you
You
need to
need
do,
to-
man?
you need to
Honestly,
understand
you
that.
just need
Sometimes
to.
they start like they start with the attitude. I start.
But you will never get over that hump.
Yeah, I'm like.
You'll never get over that hump if you don't continue to do it.
Let me tell you something, man. Your comfort zone will ruin you. Your
Yeah,
comfort zone's
that's
your
what-
worst
that's what I'm
enemy.
That's what I'm trying to.
I'm telling you, and you're not putting yourself in an environment where you're gonna succeed. If you're trying to do this by yourself, you're gonna fail miserably, man. That's how people fail.
No, I mean,
But if you put yourself in the environment where people are already doing that and already making phone calls, making connections, it's gonna make your job a lot easier. Somebody like Giscard, for any reason, if you're having problems on the phone, he'll jump on and say, hey, let me help you out. That energy, man, is something that's super important when you're doing that. You're not gonna get that energy doing it out of your house. You're not gonna get that energy doing it with one person. It's almost like a collective effort that you gotta do.
Yeah, of course. And that's the problem I was having. I got a week that I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, and I'll go to Westchester office, but I get that time, everybody's gone. The only one that's there is
Listen,
New World. New
That-
World.
no,
Yeah,
but-
but the thing is, I don't have nobody to
listen.
back me up.
There's a lot of you have. It's always great to have an office. You can maybe have come to my meetings and just find out. Sometimes people are not in the office because they're doing showings, and that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Because I know there's always 6, 7 individuals that are working. What week was it that you had off?
What do you mean?
What week was it that you went into the
Oh,
office?
this was last year. It was,
Oh, okay. So you in the waiting room of change, that's a very quote I use. In the waiting room of change, what are you doing to be better? Listening to the audiobooks that help you. Fanatical prospecting, listen to it. Every real estate book you could get your hand on. The one, Hyperloop Agent. Reading every single thing so when you get on the phone, you know exactly what to say, even though you haven't done it, so you know the science behind it. Nothing's gonna replace experience. This office, every single day, he's here at 8:30 in the morning. I see him the 2 days out the week, and he's here. And I bring him a Red Bull, and it's part of. Except one time, which I didn't bring him.
Yeah, he was like, you're not gonna eat, drink, all that.
So he's here every single day. Every single day, I see Dailies and Kristen talking on the phone. Now you may have walked in that one day that they weren't there because they were doing showings, but always because you know them a little bit. Hey, are you gonna be there tomorrow? I just want to hear you talk. Even if you're not, and you don't want to use the phone's the most important thing. Look at the Craigslist video that I said. Rent links, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. With those 3 things, maybe you don't even have to ever use the phone.
Not everybody needs to go on the phone.
Yeah.
If you're a master networker and you can go into a room and walk out with 4 or 5 people that you're gonna meet with, or if you're a master door knocker and as soon as you get somebody in front of their face, and I think sometimes we overcomplicate the situation, right? It's not rocket science. This
I'm
business is
I'm
not.
better at faith. I could talk to a fucking rock.
Okay, so then why don't
You
you,
get,
do-
like,
why-
face to
so
face?
then those moments instead of being on the phone and on the weekends, just
Go
door
try
knock
it.
your ass off.
Look, I see you writing notes is a great thing, and I see people that write notes. Frank, where's your notepad, man?
See, that's another thing I'm trying to get better at. I'm a person that I have to write things down.
I have a thing for you right now. Sometimes, Giscard, you could probably say Frank. I know the lenders experience here. You, barber. Usually people come in there paying cash, so you don't know what they do. Sometimes there's wealthy, whatever the case. But you're not prospecting, and you don't know none of their lives. You have the best lead generation company to work on site. You know the people that make money. You should be prospecting with them. Now you got to make sure you're capable.
Okay.
Are you dealing with clients one-on-one?
Yeah.
Who you'll see, Michael Salazar, is one of our agents that has been coming talking about taxes, wine incorporating. He's a top producer outside of the taxi because he knows every single client they sit with, their financial. Who else would you trust? A guy that already knows your social, your inner secrets, because when you're in your account and you're telling him, you're opening up more than you do to your wife, your girlfriend. I tell my accountant more than I tell my mom, my girlfriend, whatever,
Mentira.
because they're your doctor. They know your inner secrets. They're saving you taxes. They need to know.
Very few people want to do that same exact thing, which is tax returns, check stubs, pay stubs, with two different people. What percentage of people send you all that information and don't close, right? Very few. Very few people are willing to give those important documents up to two different people. So once they have them in your hand and you have that
You're
confidence, man, you're already there. You know what I mean? You just have to learn how to convert that to something else.
How do you prospect?
Yeah, what was it actually? Are you managing or are you actually doing taxes as well?
I'm managing, yeah, because I don't do the actual taxes.
You have how many people are under you?
No, it's just me, my boss, and another accountant. It's a small firm.
So you need to talk to them and tell them,
that's
hey,
a
look,
good
I want to be
situation.
part of you guys forever, but I need a little bit of help. Right now, you're getting these individuals on your inbound checklist from when they come. Okay, what are you here for? I'm here to do my taxes. What is your W-2? What are you looking to purchase within the next 6 months? That's an important question. Are you looking to purchase a home in the next 6 to 12 months? Because they're gonna need to know. Because when you ask Kevin Jimeno, hey, what do I need to report for these guys' taxes? Everybody wants to write deductions, and you may need to tell Kevin, look, he wants a 300. He's looking to buy in the next month. Yo, Kev, look, I got this. I got John Doe. He's doing his taxes. He wants to be able to buy a $300,000 home. Do you think he could qualify this fast? Oh yeah. He needs to report 70,000 this year. What did he report last year? 60? At least 70. Whatever the number will be. You need to have that on your checklist of every single person that walks in through. You have I wish Michael was here. Michael sells.
coming?
He's coming. He sells like crazy. Imagine you're ready. Oh yeah, by the way, you're looking to buy. All right, perfect. Look, tomorrow I have free. I can show you homes.
And I have that confiance already.
You
He's a
have
very dedicated
you have
guy.
hot
He's a
leads.
very
Not even
dedicated
cold
guy.
call. Forget. Giscard has it bad. He's calling people that are gonna send them to hell. These people haven't trusted you with their financials. It's like they showed you like everything in their life. You now can walk them right to the home process.
As a matter of fact, one strategy that you could do is put a poster. I want to help you find your home.
Mo actually put a good topic. Mo's being on the call. Put business cards on your desk in the tax office. Man, you need to put your flyer. Hey, that is a crazy gold mine opportunity.
Well, go back to
You
your
got a gold
original
mine in your
question.
hand and you didn't know it.
It's funny how our minds work, that we're looking to go outside and look for the highest fruit on the tree
And
when we
it's
have
right
a bunch
there.
of low-hanging
Yeah.
fruits
Not only
there in
that,
our face.
I have access to all the emails. I have to do mass emails.
Bro,
Yeah.
listen, one last thing and we'll move on. The other thing you do, you born and raised in Miami?
Yeah.
What do you have, the iPhone there?
Yes, sir.
I literally would say you have a minimum of 500 contacts in there. When was the last time you called everybody or text everybody in that phone? He has a great point, and Frank, everybody always talks, oh, I want this lead. Oh, I want to do this. Hey, I want to go put my ads on Facebook. I want to go to Zillow. And they do that right off the get-go. When the most easiest sales in your phone. You never have to touch a lead, and all your sales could come from your phone. And we look for the one that costs us the most money, the one that takes the most work. How easy is it to compare a lead compared to a circle of influence of a family friend to sell a house to?
I probably do about 70% of circular influence, and what I do, I hate the phones. I can't stand the phones, and the reason why I hate the phones is because I hate to be bothered. So when people call me on the phone, I send them to hell.
Yeah.
So I don't want to start a sale with somebody sending me to hell or somebody feeling that way. Personally, I'm not a big phone guy, but I'm religiously every Monday morning when I wake up, I have the mentality that I'm unemployed, and it's the right mentality to have because no matter how many deals you have in the pipeline, you got to start from
Grind hard.
scratch
Grind hard.
every Monday.
Mhm.
So Monday religiously when I come in, instead of hitting the phones, I look through my contact list and I make 3 appointments, intimate appointments, a coffee, you know what I mean? Drinks or something that's intimate, something that I'm gonna sit down and talk to somebody face to face. But these are all people that are either in the market or could point me in the right direction of somebody who needs my services. The majority of times, just by taking them for coffee and just talking about how much you love what you're doing and how excited you are, they're gonna wanna give you business. The trick is you gotta pay for the coffee. You gotta pay. They're not taking you for coffee. You're taking them for coffee, right? And something as simple as coffee, and just you telling them, oh my God, I'm so excited about the company that I'm working for. We're doing this and we're doing that.
And as part
by the
of
way-
that marketing, putting back to your business, you know.
Yes.
The
Indirectly
coffees,
investing in your business.
there you go, investing back to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should have got that first sale. Buy your domain. Make your website, even if it's Mickey Mouse. You could go to these website templates, put yourself. So you have buy your domain. Your
$200, guys.
domain.
It costs $200.
You could get an awesome website for $200. You could buy your domain. You should have made your logo. You could. There's just so many things, and that's gonna be $200-300. And now you're setting yourself apart. You guys being in here, who's not done a social media video, you want to know. You let your friends and family know in your circle that the realtor that they're probably in the beach right now, hanging out, not doing anything, not showing anything. You're here and showing a video that on a Saturday you're putting in the work. Damn, but I thought he did taxes. Oh shit, he does real estate as well. You need to start building in their
How
brain.
many of your close social circle knows that you're deeply involved in real estate? And how many of the people, you know what, man, I have refinanced my dry cleaning lady, my Publix lady. I've sold houses to everybody because I can't stop talking about how much I love what I do. And people feel that energy. When I'm shaking their hand, I'm like, ah! People are like, whoa, who's this guy? And what is he so excited about? You know what I mean? That separates.
It sparks an interest.
It sparks an interest. And they're like, what the hell is he so happy about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Why is he so excited about me getting a house? They feel that energy. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, energy is it's so important in this job.
I'm a firm believer of that. Energies and
You know what? Just by looking on your social media feed, sometimes just by looking at Facebook, you'll notice trends. Like a friend of yours from back in the day that his brother bought a house, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. That's a deal right there, because after somebody buys a house, another relative's gonna buy a house. It's just the way that it happens. You know what I mean? So then you hit them up, boom, hey, let's go to lunch. Oh my God, I haven't seen you. You will not get one person that's gonna say no to, hey, oh my God, I haven't seen you. It's been so long. The trick of this. The best way to do it is you don't make it sound like a sale. It's just more like, oh my God, I can't wait to see you. How you been? Let's go have coffee. It's just been so long that I've seen you. Let's go talk. And then you realize that once you're engaging in this conversation, you're flowing. You don't even have to sell it. Just by you talking about it at the end, when you get up and leave, oh, by the way, man, I have somebody for you to call.
Okay, I have a question.
Boom. Sure.
This is people that I have in my contacts and I have in social media and I have not talked to in forever.
Yeah.
Let's say you like a post and that's pretty much it, because I try to keep my life very private.
Yeah.
How do you go from not talking to that person in years and all of a sudden trying to impose your business?
I love that question, my kind of girl.
How do you do it? Because that's the biggest problem that I have. I am very retracted. I retract myself and I keep it to myself.
Let me answer this
You're
one.
private.
Let me
I'm
answer
private.
this. This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one because I hear that all the time. Oh, I like to keep my life private and my kids, this and that.
How do you break that ice?
The way you break that ice is by doing it. The way you break that ice.
Yeah, but they're gonna be like, you're calling me now?
This is how there's
No,
a.
that's what you think.
That,
That's what
that,
you think.
No,
Yeah.
No.
That's what you
I would react like that. I cheer that opinion. I'm private
That's
guy.
me. If somebody calls me that I haven't talked in forever, I'm
Let's
saying,
go for coffee.
No.
What's your
You-
name again? What's your name again?
Mavis.
Mavis. Let's go for coffee. I've been seeing you so long.
what do you need?
Tomorrow, let's go for
What do
coffee.
you need?
Sunday.
Oh, how much money do you need?
All right.
What are you into?
No, the real approach is you need to earn that trust. You haven't earned it, and you haven't stayed connected with them, so you're not going
It's
to
a
even mention
culture,
real
it's a
estate.
culture, right?
That first is to meet with them and not even bring it up. Now, 3 out of 10 are going to ask you, so what's up? Talk to me. What's cooking? Let them ask. Now, if you get asked to do it, but you need to rebuild that up. I love to text people. Everybody knows text to group.
I rather text than.
You send a mass. No, your circle you need to call. But I like to open it up with a text. I send a mass blast text. Hey, how's it going? And then that's the reply. Build the conversation.
How's business? How's business?
How's business? If I wasn't recording, I would have called. Many people have gotten listings from the strategy they use. But you need to build. You need to earn that respect to ask them to help them. Oh, you haven't called me in 2 months. You're now you're gonna tell me you're a realtor.
I even got to the point that because of all the scamming on social media, I kind of kept my closest friends only and my family on my pages. And I've eliminated people that I don't even relate to.
Could you use $10,000 right now?
Can I use it? No.
No? Oh no, what I mean if I said have a check.
Yes.
When you realize how much money a social media post, when you sell your first house just by a referral on social media, or somebody says, hey, by the way, you will never think that again.
Oh, I agree on doing that. I have no problem.
But like you'll
doing
get over once you start the momentum. It's starting the momentum.
But what I'm saying is, like my friends are very small. what I have in social media. I have people that have 2,000 friends, 5,000 friends, and they're up to the limit.
When we're talking friends, we're talking people who knows you and you know.
Yeah,
I mean, that's 5,000
I only
friends.
have the closest. I have friends because I do rescue of birds and dogs, and I'm an animal lover. So I have certain friends that have come to me, and it's in the rescue field, but I've never met them.
You
But they're all over the
have,
place.
you know how he had gold? You have more wanting to help marketing angle. Use that angle to help. There's so many people. There's people that love their pets more than they love humans. Would you say? And that is when if I'm a pet lover, and I have everybody in here in this room.
That's what
I
you
don't
can
care,
do.
Frank, that you do moves and stuff like that. You know, I don't care if you do taxes. I don't care if you do businesses. But you have the same like, and there's many people like this. A big majority of people that love their pets. There's no other realtor that advertises it that way, helping animals. And then also, hey guys, when you need, if you trust me, you know, with my pets, let me help you with your next
I
one.
think the same.
And they want to give. I'm gonna give somebody in here my money. I'm giving it to you. But that's why you have to go outside of that, because maybe your friends and family don't care about that.
So key
But
to
your
say
friends
that.
that you haven't connected to in a while, they're like, oh my God, she does that and she does real estate. I want to put my money. That's like when you advertise. It's if you're a couple, you put. Well, it goes three ways. If you're a woman, you're gonna get more hits on your marketing, of course, and that's life. But you're gonna get also a lot of trash too. A lot of people just wasting your time, and that's okay. You have to do that in your normal lives anyway. When you go out, that's part of the business. When you're an individual man, okay, cool, you get it. But now you put a couple, even if it's a team, and now your marketing has a better chance, because they're like, if I'm gonna give money to somebody, I'd rather give it to that young couple.
That's what I'm trying to get my cousin Nasida, but she has her kids and stuff like that. So I'm like, listen, this is awesome. Like the power cousins, you know? Let's
Well,
do it.
I'm gonna be in the same scenario that he is, because I'm gonna have a Monday through Friday job, 9 to 5, and then I'm gonna be doing real estate weekends and after hours. So during the day is gonna be tough for me,
You have to,
because
like
in my
others.
office it's just me and my boss, then warehouse workers.
Are you allowed to check your email and text messages?
Yeah.
So you could
That
set
I
up
can
all
do.
your appointments at night, but like Frank was saying, you're gonna have to say, hey, girlfriend, boyfriend, friends, I'm not gonna be around for the next 6 to 12 months, because you're gonna have to do extra work. What your goal is to set 3 to 4 to 5 closings in your pipeline. That, let's just say those 3 or 4 or 5 closings set up $30,000 to $50,000, depending on the price, or a couple rentals here and there. So you could build up a reserve to say, okay, damn, I was able to do what I make in a year in 3 to 4 months. Now leave that in savings, not use it, so I can at least
A cushion.
a cushion.
I actually talked to my husband, because I told him, I said, why don't you think about it? Why don't you come in with me? He goes, I'm thinking about it. I said, okay, let me do it first. Let me get in. Then you can get your real estate license. But he also has a job, and we can't afford to.
One,
leave the
if
job
you
right
have,
now.
that's a great thing about having a good partner. Frank and I were talking about that. It's always cool because you could lean on a person for a while you set up the long picture, right? And if you have a partner that's that way, it's great. Now, if you're
But I
single,
think if people see that you're a couple and you're going in together, they kind of.
and it helps you with prospecting. Hey, I have 2 showings today. One's in Kendall, one's in Miami Lakes. Which one do I pick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me see what other agent's gonna do with it. You know they're not gonna maybe work it right, or maybe they're not gonna take it as serious. But now if you're a couple, you're gonna treat those both as like if it was the goal, and go to this
And you
appointment
got
with the
2
same.
for 1 too.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. You're getting 2 realtors for the price.
Have you seen,
Correct.
I mean, in your team, you have people like you, for example, he says he's not good on phones, right? So let's say he's good at showing houses, so I see that you have tremendous potential, you got a personality.
Frank, that is a greater thing. Frank may not be the best on the phone, and he could do it if he wanted to, but he's the best at a listing appointment. So
Right.
the people in his team set up the appointments, he goes to the appointment.
So he's gonna team up with, let's say,
Jiskar could get him on the
Jiskar,
phone,
yeah, Jiskar
and if
call.
I see this big guy coming in here, our superstar basketball player, I might be scared. But you see Tito's less threatening. It's all marketing and perception.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it's as a joke. It doesn't matter. When
You
you
know
do it,
someone like that,
when you
it's a
do
great
it,
compliment.
when you do knocking on doors, it's better to go to 2 people. You see one people, you're guess now. You see 2 people, and usually if you're a woman, I would always pair 2 women, or a male and a woman is less threatening. And 2 women is to always be
Jehovah's Witness
safe.
style.
yeah, if you
Jehovah's
go, if you
Witness
go
style.
2 guys,
3 deep.
they're probably not gonna open the door on you guys.
That's gonna be shut.
They're gonna just leave the paper whatever on the door. I'll get it when you leave.
Mo has a good tip. Well, actually, a few tips. I want to bring them in here. Send a letter or email introducing them to your new venture and ask them to be on the lookout for someone looking to buy and sell. Get the referrals from them since they like you already due to animals.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an agent. What was the guy? I think it was from Remax that always used to put his dog, Fred Vernier. And he top producer. So that dog passed away, and he's still using the same dog. And he's a top producer that sells 10 million plus a year. Fred Vernier.
You know why though? You mentioned something that's so key. He did something that, unlike many people, he separated himself completely from the box.
He was a
And this business is not about fitting in. This business is about standing out completely. So if you have an edge, like you do nonprofit work and you help out animals, that's an edge.
I wish I can do that more often.
You do that professionally?
No.
Yeah, but marketing, even though you don't do it that often, marketing.
And going back to what you had said, like, what I find is, like, if you have somebody, like, your inner circle, right, that you know, if you know that this person likes animals, you know that this person likes cars, get that, and like that's how you're gonna attract them to have that coffee with you. Be like, hey, listen, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I was looking at your Snap. I see you like cars. Man, I'm into cars too. You're into cars.
Yeah.
I'm into cars too, and then study a little bit about cars. And
My
then
husband's gonna have to do.
there you go.
The whole animal thing is such a, it's so
Right.
many different, oh my God, I saw your dog online.
Yeah.
Let's go have coffee and talk
Yeah.
about the dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can we set up a play date? A play date for the dogs? You go to the park and that's it. There's your.
Or even when you're at
With the girl.
these functions, these humane society type of functions, like when you're there, then you befriend somebody and then you have coffee with them. You're like, you know what I mean? Right after that, you're like, hey, would you mind having coffee next week on Monday? Just to share ideas. And boom, that's when you bring, oh, by the way, I'm licensed in real estate. I work with a great team. I can't wait to show you. Blah, blah, blah. Get them excited and get that referral.
And it's like he says, and it's true. Whenever I feel somebody with that they bring that vibe, I'm like, whoa. Whoa, I like it.
I like it.
I'm sold. Where did I sign?
Whatever they're selling, I want.
Yeah.
I know. I'm good in person. I hate the
Like
phones.
me, that's why I'm not good at phones. Cause when I call on somebody, I show that confidence. I'm like, even if I don't know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm talking about.
Well,
There we
I
go.
do it on the phone. Like my product, what I do and what I sell, it sells itself. You have to explain, but it sells itself. I really don't have to push it because they're already looking for it. And I jumped in the gun, literally, it was just thrown at me because the salesperson retired. And I told my boss, let me do it.
You like
But
it?
no, I don't like what I do. I like the office part of it, but
What is it you do, rescuing dogs?
no,
okay,
I am
something
an office manager and I do all the booking for the office and I do all the sales. But it's overwhelming because the business has multiplied because my boss has delegated more responsibilities on me. And I can barely spend the time to do a proper sale. So it's a quickie. I can't follow through because I'm busy doing the rest of the stuff
Oh,
that
wow.
they have deadlines and I have to meet.
So you're overloaded with work? You're
Yes.
spending less time on the things you like and more time on...
Not that I like selling the safes because it's not mine. I did it because it was a challenge, it's a business, and I make more money. And I did a killing when I started doing it in
Let me ask
2006.
you a question. What type of goals do you have for 2019? Have you set those up yet?
Yeah.
Okay, well, timeline-wise, where would you like to be at in 6 months?
I want to be gone from my job and I want to be a full-time real estate.
You see, what I see is the biggest problem, personally, being in management for so long and owning a business and seeing new agents, is that they don't give themselves short-term goals, right? And then they say, okay, well, I want to stop working here and I want to become a powerful agent. But I believe that the difference between people that make things happen are short-term goals. Because if you set yourself up and you're like, well, 6 months from now, I'd like to have written 3 deals. Just 3 deals, whether it's 3 rentals or it's 3 purchases. If your goals are 3, a small attainable number, it'll just get you a little bit closer to where you want to be.
No, you have to learn how to walk before you run.
Absolutely.
And you have to take it one step at a time. But I'm the type of person that I want to learn everything so I know what I'm doing. So I want to prepare myself.
That's the worst
Before-
thing you can do.
Yeah.
The reality is
Yeah.
that that's why most people spend 6 months learning, and they don't get in the business.
Oh no,
and
I'm
they
gonna
don't
get
do
in the
anything.
business, but I want to learn. I want to
But
learn how
listen,
to
really
do a
the
little bit of
reality is
everything.
all you really need to do is you learn on the go.
Of course,
The
that's
first
what
thing
I've
you
done.
do is you call, And the minute you get somebody interested, now it's like, how do I learn how to do a search?
Correct.
Okay, then you learn that part. Okay, they want to do comps. Okay, now I got a reason to learn how to do comps. How to do comps. The biggest mistake
progression,
people
right?
do, right? It's a
I'm
progression.
not quite learning.
It's like, wait a minute, I want to learn how to do comps. Why? You have nobody to run comps for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I want to
Well,
do a
because I want to know
CMA.
what I'm saying. Guess what? People are not gonna ask you. How do you run comps? And
There we
what
go.
button do you press? Oh, they're gonna say, do me a favor and let me know.
Yeah.
And when you say no problem, I'll go
We,
to the
we get
office
these
and
we
I'll
get
come
these
back.
agents that are like going to 30 board trainings but never calling one client.
Yeah.
They know everything else, but they never implement it because there's that's a paralysis.
You learn as you go.
Yeah, learn as you go.
You learn
If you're a
as you
brand
go
new
and-
agent, the
and-
only thing you should be worried about is how do I approach someone and pique their interest and set up a follow-up. Until you actually do that and implement this, so it's basically, Tito, I want you to do this 1,000 times and let's just see. It's like training camp. Sports, before the season starts, what do? We do training camp for like 6-8 weeks and then the season starts. Who cares if you mess up that phone call? That is the best training you're gonna ever
Yeah.
get,
That's how you're
right?
gonna learn. Yeah.
And oh, I missed that opportunity. Great, but you're not gonna miss tomorrow's opportunity because you learned from
You
this
learned from that one.
opportunity, right? So, who cares how to run comps? Who cares how to do a search? Say this. Here's a script to follow. Make it your own. Do it 1,000 times. See how many people respond and how they respond. Come back to me. Once we have that, I guarantee you have 3 or 4 or 5 people that want more information. From there, I'll teach you the next step. Oh, but I want to know the next step. No, you don't want to know the next step.
Baby steps.
You want to do the 1,000 prospect. Get 5 people, and when you come 5 people, the information is gonna stick even more because right now, if I show you something conceptually,
That's not-
how to run comps
Yeah,
conceptually.
next week, it'll go.
Yeah,
Forget
because
it.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You
I'm not
learned
doing
it, you saw it, it's Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of understand, but I have no one to do it for. It takes you another 4 weeks to put yourself back into that situation, and you're back at square one.
Mm-hmm.
You're better off right now. Starting agents, prospect, get someone interested, know what the following step is, and then we'll take it from there.
Don't get lost in the process.
Don't get lost in the process, like you said.
Yeah.
Go to 30 trainings. Okay, you now know a little bit more. You're still at square one.
Yeah.
It's like-
It's easier for you to find the client and ask a million questions about everybody who works, the broker, the mortgage guy, the tax guy, the whoever, and get that deal done. There's people that do a deal, it's like, I don't even know how I did that deal. Whereas if you know all the training in the world, you're still making zero. At least if you got the client, you'll wing it. You've done enough sales of your own personal flips or investments that you'll get by. You know exactly what they want to hear, more or less, from your own experience.
I have a very good example to give you guys. My last purchase as an investment. I did the closing in September. I found the house myself because I was working with my friend realtor, and I told him, this is what I'm looking for. I want to stay in this area. Find it for me. Every time he sent me something, it was not what I was looking for. So I got myself into Realtor.com. I found my property, and I said, I want to go see it. I sent it to him. He didn't respond. I sent it to another realtor of mine. I said, I want to go see it this weekend, now, because the market is like this. You have a showing, you get a contract, you lost it. The lady responded to me 3 days later. I went to see it the following day, the same day I had a contract on.
She got the commission.
Yeah.
Wow. That's always
And the problem with realtors,
communicating.
you have to jump on it.
That's why the
You want
statistic,
the
what Frank's saying,
business, you gotta jump on
87% of realtors do 0 to 1 transaction. And usually is 0. And 5% of realtors make 80% of the
I
commission.
found the property. I told him I wanted to go see it.
It was listed by that person.
Huh?
The property was listed by that person.
No, the property was listed by another realtor.
It was a
But I
Zillow lead.
wanted my realtor to represent me.
And your realtor was the one not answering the phone?
My
She ended up going with another realtor, and that other realtor made the offer, made the commission because
girlfriends of mine.
Hello?
But it's the time, the turnaround that they're too busy. They get too busy involved into their own things that they have going on, and if they do not respond, hey, I brought you the property. You don't have to do a search. I just want a phone call to go see the property.
Probably the biggest
Can
training
you do
you
that
can
for
get
call
as a
yourself?
realtor.
I found all my properties that I've purchased.
That being said, that's a good point, and I want it. And now that it kind of leads towards some. Michael Salazar, thank you from Max Your Tax coming in here for the tax portion of it. And the cool thing is, Michael's also family and is a top producer, so it's kind of a rare thing when you have those both. And it's funny that your situation, Tito's in it in the same way. He works in a tax company as a manager, And he was like, man, you know, I'm trying to get in here to learn how to use the phones. I want to do real estate, you know, full time. And Olivia was like, let me use the person I know the most that has maximized his client base to make a ton of sales, become a top producer. How do you apply, like, you know, how have you been successful in both worlds?
I would say 80% of my sales have been my own clients. Because you see their numbers, you see what they make, you see what they have, what they don't have, and then you learn to ask the questions. What does your credit look like? How much money do you have saved up? You know, how soon are you looking to move? So when they're sitting in front of me, I see the numbers, so I go for those questions. Hey, you know, you could be getting a bigger refund. You know, if you had property taxes, if you had mortgage interest, you could be getting more money. So, you know, I've learned to ask those little questions while they're sitting in front of me, and they turn.
And also engage their interest.
Yeah.
Like,
So once they see that you're a good tax preparer, you're knowledgeable, and you're also a realtor. That's it.
And-
I've literally
and-
done that, and a week later, I show them houses. A week after that, you know,
Boom.
I've been under contract. Boom, done.
And-
boom, 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 boom.
And this is not one, and this is not
I like
that
that.
does one sale a year. This is multiple sales, business sales. Like, and I bring him in here because there's two purposes. One, I want to ask him about tax questions, and this is being recorded and it's gonna be sent to the whole brokerage via text and email. One of the things also I was telling him is have a good inbound team. Hey, okay, are you looking to purchase? When they come in to do their taxes, add it to your tax office. Are you looking to purchase a home within the next 12 months? Are you looking to refinance your home in the next 12 months? And those are leads. If they were looking to refi, why are you looking to refi? Oh, because the payment's too high. Oh, why don't we sell your house and buy another one? If you're looking to refi, you could call a person like Kevin. Hey, Kevin, looking to refi. Now that person has you in their mind and you're helping them out. And the best one for you, of course, are they looking to buy in the next 12 months, is such an important thing. Also, for example, and it wouldn't be a good training without plugging in for Frank. Frank's coming in more or less for trainings and maybe his team, and just because I asked him the favor and I'm so grateful. Kevin is our lender and he's kicking butt, and I would want him to get more sales. And also for you guys to send your tax people, where I'm sure you could say, hey, Mike, I want to send you somebody for taxes. Ask that question, and once they're ready, send them back to me.
Yeah.
And the good thing is now, when he sends them to Michael knows the business, and it's a rare thing that you have somebody that's good in both sides.
Yes.
It's the best person to send them to do the taxes because you know they're gonna get taken care of. He's gonna know to ask how much money he needs to make. He's gonna know not to put that many extra deductions because he's gonna do the taxes, send them back to you, and he made $100,000, but now he only netted $20,000, and oh yeah, you could qualify for a house in Atlanta, Georgia.
And you keep them in that circle where the end game is to sell them a house. You just keep them there.
Yeah.
I think it's super important for everybody in the firm to use the valuable resources that we actually talk about.
Yeah.
Because without somebody like you, if they're sending it just to a tax person, that tax person might make some humongous mistakes and some wrong write-ups
Which
on
I've
that
seen
person
before, yeah, they
that
do.
are gonna stop them from getting their home. So it's all about planting the seed and using your resources, right? I always like to say use the people on your team, use the people that the firm recommends, because at the end of the day, this is relationship building 101. You'll never be able to do this by yourself, you know what I mean? So many agents that don't do well come in with the mentality that they want it all. 100%, oh, what are we splitting that 50-50? No, wait a minute, I want the bigger half. It's the wrong mentality, you know what I mean? You go into the relationship saying, how are we gonna learn from this? How are we gonna make more money? And how are we gonna build a business from this? You know what I mean? That's the right mentality, as opposed to saying, how much are you gonna make and how much am I gonna make? It's more like, okay, what are we gonna do together? What are we gonna build?
I don't even when I have a sale or I have a listing, I don't even know what I'm making until it sells. That's not my thing, is to help my client. That's my main goal. It's just, and they see that I've gone for my clients. I've gone above and beyond that. I've gotten my personal truck to move stuff because they'd had problems. So I was there. Hey, listen, you can't get a moving truck. Don't
Now you can use We Move Home. I know, yeah, you know
There you go,
guys.
there
We can
you
use
go.
We Move Home now.
There you go.
You know.
But like going above and beyond, doing stuff. I've gone to a place that they needed cleaning because they needed to show the house, and I've gone and take off my shirt and start cleaning.
You see, and that's one thing you're doing, and in this business, you're telling us now, and it's great, and we're loving it, and that's kind of like what you have to do yourself. But let people know, put it on social media. What I do for my clients, and you with a broom and Fabuloso doing it. That's what's gonna set you apart from every other realtor out there. So it's one of those things, and look, Michael's here taking an Instagram video, and I love it. And these are the things. I guarantee you, Kevin, aside from the realtors you work with, or that, how many realtors would you say your family knows?
I think most people know maybe 1 or 2 people in their world that are doing the business.
And for most part, I would say the average is 4 to 6 people you know that are in real estate. That they're real estate. They're in the beauty salon. They're doing this. They're working 9 to 5. Doesn't matter what they're doing, and they don't take this serious. So when you start putting videos consistent, even if you're working your 9 to 5 every single night, you're learning a video, training video. Let people know you're training to get better. You're here on a Saturday. Awesome marketing. You're here showing a client 5 houses. Show it to people. Save those 5 videos and put them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They don't know if you're showing it. You're not lying. You did show those houses. You don't have to say today's Monday. I'm sure. If they see you doing
A lot of the brokerages, I don't see, for example, no group communication, and it's something that I would encourage the culture to start happening. Is every weekend there should be a list of people who are volunteering for showings and open houses every weekend. So that if something comes up on a Thursday for me, on a Friday, and if I'm a realtor, I should be able to go into the chat or the group or the webpage or whatever and say, these 7 people have signed up to say, I'll do open houses or I'll do showings, work out an agreement, and that should be on a weekend basis. So if you're a beginning realtor, you don't have to wait for the leaders of the company to start that. You can literally say, okay, where's the team communication at? Is it on an email? Is it a group? Is it a Facebook group? A WhatsApp chat? Whatever it is. And every Wednesday, Thursday, oh yeah, I'm available this day and this day. Anybody who needs someone to show properties, anybody who needs open houses, I'm available, and we'll work as a team.
It's a great way to putting yourself out there, but, so you technically don't have to do the open houses for your own listings.
No.
Of course not.
I've done open houses for like my.
Of course. And if you're brand new, that's where you should be. And even if they're there doing it, hey, you mind if I work it with you? That way you're not there alone. And then if any people walk in without agents, I can be the representing buyer's agent. Some people may say no because they want to try to get that and be the double close. But a lot of people will say yes.
out of 100 or let's just say 500 requests for open houses from agents that don't have it, I think 2 have said no. Most of the time I'm like, yo, please take all my listings. I'd rather you do the open house because I'd rather be prospecting and higher net. Like I have a better chance of getting on the phone and getting a new client than somebody walking into that open house and buying that offer. Now, the open house are people going to be clients. Oh no, I live in the neighborhood. I was just checking out the home. Oh, but have you been looking? No, we don't have. Do you have a realtor? Oh, I can help you. I can help you find houses in this neighborhood.
Yeah, you can't be greedy because you're getting a percentage as it is. So
oh, you're getting your 3%. That agent is doing it for you as a favor.
Guaranteed.
And now, if he gets a client that walks in and wants to buy that house and doesn't have an agent, then he makes you 3%. But for the most part, you're doing those opens when they're not your listings to get clients and experience and your social media. You never have you don't have no traction. You want to get busy. Do open houses for other people, and people are like, oh, he has a million listings. I want to work with him. And I wanted to add on the what was I gonna say? Wow, I lost my thread. On the open house experience.
In the open houses too, if Tito has an open house on Saturday, I could spend all weekend in that neighborhood knocking on doors, letting everybody know that there's an open house, and if they want someone to see the property, I can give them the VIP tour to his open house and be able to potentially use his open house to get 2 or 3 people in the property. If you're not good on the phones, if you don't have social media, all these challenges that we present ourselves, okay, cool, it doesn't matter. If you're great on social media, play on social media. If you're great on the phone, play on the phone. If you're great face to face, okay, so what do? Okay, you can knock on expired listings if you want, that's one angle. Or you can go promote every open house that the firm has. There's how many open houses on a weekend, every weekend that you guys have? At least 5 to 10 or more, right?
5 to 10.
So depending on the area, you pick the 2 or 3 best, and every day you could
even if you don't have it, and this is a great listing. Tell your cousin, oh yeah, I want to do an open house. But Primo, I'm not selling my house. Primo,
it doesn't matter.
If I got you, this say the house is worth 300. Primo, if I got you $400,000 for your house, would you do it? Hell yeah, make 100,000. And that's a lead generation source. Your parents' house, your cousin, hey cuz, I want to put a for sale sign in front of your house. You don't have to list it on the air. Just have it for sale. Use it for prospecting. And tell your cousin, yeah, you don't want to be deceitful. Tell your cousin, oh, what if I get you 400 grand? You wouldn't take it? Yeah. Hell yeah. Boom, put a sign in front of the house. Every family member, put a sign. I guarantee you that sign's going to generate you 2 to 3 sales in the next 2 to 3 months.
Like I can put a sign on my property.
Put them on all of them. Yeah. All of the investment properties that I have a sign. Even though, like, them rehabbing it, okay, call me. Okay, you're middle of rehab. You know that property's gonna be worth 500 right now. It's worth 200. Hey, what if somebody else live there because his mom lives next door and is willing to pay top dollar? I don't have to do the renovation. I don't have to finish the house. He wants to buy it cash. I'll take an offer.
Another thing that could help you, that helped me a lot. Again, it's just about consistency and doing it. Most of our fellow realtors, they don't mind if you advertise. You get a listing from one of our that they don't mind. Sam, she has listings that you could use yourself and just put on your for sale, and then you.
Oh, you have
share
all
and
the whole
advertise.
brokerages, and there's a list of 7 or 8 other brokers, independent brokers that you could use, and I'll give you the list: RESF, Optimar, Avantiway, all these top brokers. We're all friends. They're like, bro, if you want to advertise my listing,
Do
feel
it,
free.
please.
And that works
Yeah,
for
that-
sure. I actually have a story. The last deal I closed last week, it was because of George Felix's Hialeah listing. I
Oh.
was bored at my office one day. I posted on Craigslist a bunch of listings. And those clients called for his listing. I went and showed the property. They didn't like it, but I showed them others. And I closed on
Wow,
that.
I
was
love
back
that
in November,
testimony.
and I closed.
George, man, he owes you a lunch,
Yeah.
bro.
Because
You
of
have
his
to sell
listing,
out.
I hooked those buyers and I just closed on them last week. Yeah.
You should be posting.
But the buyers didn't have a
Craigslist.
representation.
They didn't have. They called the Craigslist list. I answered.
Yeah.
I showed it. And,
How much did you make there?
9,300.
I'm sure everybody in here can use $9,300.
Yes.
I definitely would. I would like to get a second moving truck that could help me there. Mike, just so you know, since this is going to everybody, talk to a little bit about yourself, what you do, how you got into the tax business, and your company. What you cater for.
Okay, at Maxer Tax, we do personal tax, we do corporate tax, we do bookkeeping and accounting. We basically do everything. I specialize in personal tax and corporate tax. I've been doing taxes for, I'm going on 11 years now. This is gonna be my 11th tax season. I started real estate 4 years ago from right inside of my office. I said, I think both would go hand in hand. I'm seeing everyone's numbers. I'm seeing what they make. I'm seeing what they have. I can pitch them to buy a house. And yes, I do have listings, but I would say 90% of my business is buyers. First-time home buyers, second homes, and investments. So they come from right there, from right inside the office. So I've learned to kind of pitch my real estate business to them, and
Are you advertising inside the office?
I have posters, I have business cards, I have everything. Social media, I market both together.
Yeah, your line of work is great.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop, yeah.
Get your taxes and then we're buying the house next week.
Michael, I have my questions over there, but I remember the 3 questions.
Sure.
And I know you. And I can tell you as a brokerage, out of 500 real estate agents, 530, I could maybe save 30 of them, if that, have a PA open.
Right.
Tell us what a colossal mistake
That's
that
funny,
is.
because my father was the first thing I wanted to cover. It's very important for every real estate agent to consider, and I say consider, but all of you should have a PA or an LLC. One, for tax purposes, for you, there's a tax advantage. You save about 8% in self-employment tax when you have a PA or an LLC. Also, you are being, God forbid something happens in a worst case scenario situation, you are protected behind this entity because a PA or an LLC is a corporation. And that corporation is gonna have a tax ID number, which is like a social security number. So God forbid there's a worst case scenario situation that happens, you're protected behind that entity, which it's gonna be so-and-so PA or so-and-so LLC.
So from the legal standpoint.
Right, from the legal standpoint, it's very important. Also, tax-wise, tax deductions and audit risk. The audit risk on a PA or an LLC on a corporation is way lower than reporting your income on your 1040 on your personal,
I didn't know that.
on your
I
personal
have a
tax. Yes.
question. I do have an LLC that
Okay.
I opened up for the investment property that I have.
Okay.
Can I use that?
Not for the realtor.
Not
No.
for the
You have to
realtor.
put
So
full
open up a
name.
separate-
Yeah, it has to be your name, so-and-so LLC or so-and-so PA. And once you open that, it needs to be, you need to do the election to convert it into an S-Corp, which is a small business, that's where you save
So
the
you
8%.
open that first and then you convert it?
You make the election. Well, on Max Your Tax, we do everything. We can open up the corporation, we'll do the election, we'll do the change with the state of Florida to FREC so that because you can open up your PA or your LLC, but
Oh, you do the change for that? Most of the time,
we do
that's
for that
good.
as well.
That's good,
Yeah.
because most time people open up that PA and they
Yeah.
forget to register with DDP.
No, we do everything. So
Okay.
for what, when you come into it with us, we'll do everything for you, and then they have to let you know about the change, and then.
One of the perks too that helped me tremendously with the PA, which I always talk about in the investment class. Tito goes apply a Bank of America, his Social Security for a Bank of America card. They're gonna give you $5,000-$10,000.
Yeah.
That's it. Maybe 12 if you're lucky, and your credit being great. When you open a corporation, even if your credit is whatever, not whatever, like 500, but I'm saying they're gonna give you 35, 40, 50. I get lines from Chase for tons more than in the business.
Yeah.
And I'm getting 0% interest credit cards because it's a business, and
Yeah.
that's an incredible. You want to go and start working? get a business, your PA, open with Mike, and then go apply at Chase and get a credit card and put some Zillow leads on it. Now, don't go crazy if you don't know how to work the phone, but that's going to give you the opportunity to put money into your business.
Right.
You guys will teach us how to do all
another,
that stuff.
No.
also another benefit of having your corporation, your PA or your LLC is that you're able to separate your expenses. Because at the beginning of my first 2 years, I would just deposit my commissions in my personal bank account and spend. But having a PA or LLC, you have your corporate bank account. So you put your commissions in there, you spend what you need to on your business, Zillow leads, business cards, referrals, right? And then whatever you're going to use for personal, you distribute to your personal, right? But so you don't mix the two things, and at the end of the year, you don't have a mess of what's for my business and what's for my
That's
personal.
what I do. I'm the mess guy. So but also, what are the other benefits for, like, you know, your car insurances and stuff like that?
Everything, commercial insurance, which I have on my car, is way cheaper than personal insurance. And since it's your name, you're able to insure your car with that.
What deductions would you be able to do, or you should recommend to realtors? I guess with the PA, this is the whole goal of it. I'm not the whole goal. You should have. I don't even want to talk about as an individual doing real estate, because you shouldn't be just doing it. You need to open.
I would never sign my name as an individual on anything. We were talking about this guy that sells his shirt. My name is, I'm a ghost. I don't want to exist.
Yeah.
I'm a PA. I have a couple corporations here and there. My name, you're never gonna see my name. So that's what a PA
What
is
is the
so important.
process of getting a PA?
A PA is basically a Florida profit corporation. You open it up, so-and-so PA, and then we have to make the election to turn you to an S Corp, which is a small business.
How much is that, more or less? Like,
How much do we charge? 300. So we'll do.
And trust me, guys, you don't want to it's like A to Z process.
Yeah.
Don't mess this up. It can
Yeah.
cost you a lot of money. So that's
It's very important. The deductions, the audit risk, the tax break, from the legal standpoint of being protected, all of it is beneficial to you guys, and you should definitely
Let me ask
do
you a
it.
question. The investment corporation that I opened, the LLC, can I transition that to a PA or no?
No, you can transition that to an S Corp,
I
which
think we were,
you should have done that. We do it immediately, but you have 60 days from filing.
But to operate as a realtor, she needs a PA.
She needs a PA or an LLC, but you're talking about your investment corporation,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, if you didn't do the election, there is a form that we can file that they'll forgive that, and you have 60 months to do so,
okay.
I believe, which is
60.
60
Oh,
months,
wow,
yeah, I
okay.
think it is. So we just need to write a nice, really letter of explanation. They'll consider you. If you didn't do the election, you should do it within 60 days, and that way you do get your tax break also.
But you only transfer to an S Corp.
To
You're
an
not
S
doing
Corp.
A PA. A
No,
PA
no, no.
is better to do it.
Well, you could do
for
it
your
whether it's
company.
so-and-so PA or so-and-so LLC. I turn them both into S
I
Corps.
think it's more economic to just create a new company than transferring something from
Yeah, yeah, Yeah.
one form.
yeah.
Now, what would be better for a realtor, the LLC or a PA?
I like the PA. Either way, we're gonna turn them both into S corps, and you're gonna get the tax break. But I think PA just sounds.
Because we're the only state
It
that
sounds
allows.
better.
We're one of the
Yeah.
few states that allows you to put PA.
Yeah.
No, I don't-
Attorneys put PA.
Attorneys put
Yeah,
PA. Doctors
I
have
have an
PA.
account.
But so-and-so MDPA.
Are there
So-and-so
any tax
DDSPA.
benefits going with a PA as opposed to an LLC?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing because we're gonna do the election to become the S corp, and the S corp is where you get the tax break.
Okay.
So you're gonna get it regardless. But I just think as realtors, so-and-so PA just. sounds
Mike,
better.
and I want to put now. It's good that you.
Somebody
You
professional.
don't have an
Yeah.
option,
Yeah.
right? Anyway.
Yeah,
Now
you-
for- now for
el
invest-
professional you up, just start.
Yeah. Now for LLC, for an investment, an LLC, yeah, whatever.
But you have
So-and-so
to go
investments
PA.
LLC.
You don't have an option, you have to go PA, right?
Or an LLC, but.
No, but to operate as a realtor, you cannot go LLC.
Yeah, you
go.
can put your name LLC.
My friend has an LLC.
Yeah, you could.
I don't think so.
No, you
tried.
can't. You can. You
Yeah,
just
you
can't
can.
make. You can't have it like investment co LLC to.
Right.
It has to be full name
It can be your
LLC.
name and LLC, yeah.
No variation to it.
Alright,
But
I've
if
never
you-
seen that.
Yeah.
But there's
So
something.
that's
I haven't
the
seen
case-
that.
Most people are gonna use PA because PA sounds
Professional
better.
association, because that's
Yeah.
what it's
Yeah.
signed for. When
If
you
that's
use
the
it.
case, then you're gonna have 3 income tax returns?
Yeah.
Personal, investment, and realty?
Yeah.
Well, the thing
Yeah.
about the S corp is the S corp, you report your income and your expenses on the 1120S, which is the corporate tax,
Right.
and then after your profit or your loss, whatever comes out, whatever the end result is, you get a Schedule K1, and the Schedule K1 is what you report on your personal tax. You could have 10 Schedule K1s. That's gonna appear on your line 12 of the
Okay.
1040. So if you have, for example, after all of your deductions, you have $100,000 profit, that'll be on line 12 of your 1040, and that's your personal income.
But you have one personal income tax and then
Exactly.
two corporate
And two
ones.
corporate taxes, right.
1120. So
I'll
at
tell
the
you
end
what.
of
The
this,
more
yeah.
corps, the better. Listen,
Yeah.
everybody thinks it's a headache. You know,
You need to
the
give me your number.
the more corps, the better. No, Mike was gonna drop all his stuff here. But Kevin and I wanted to put like, how is it the best way when you get a client? This is a question for you both, to make sure, and especially actually both. I get a client. We're looking for homes. Of course, I'll go to Kevin. Hey, Kev, I have a client. I want to get this person financed. Kevin will pre-qualify. That's important. But how does it you two work until?
Compliant-wise, we're not allowed to steer them into a number that you need to be able to. Situation is going to be, and if he's been keeping the books, he's going to know what new guidelines, because our loan guidelines are constantly changing, and I can give him my perspective. He can give me his perspective from the health of the business financial plus what the IRS requires, and together in the realistic situation, we can come up with the best strategy for tax-wise and qualifying-wise before it gets filed without crossing the
I have
lines.
a client for you. He needs to refinance.
Definitely.
And remove his sister
And
from
right
the
now, before they've done their taxes, this conversation is the most important
It's the most
conversation.
important one.
Because if they do it after, which is a common mistake people do, oh, I'm gonna file my taxes and then I'll talk to you
I'm
guys.
gonna give you his name
It's
and
too
number so you
late.
can call.
Because once they file, most people think, oh, I can do an addendum to my taxes, file my addendum real quick, and then I'm already under contract. The guidelines doesn't allow you to do that because the bank's not stupid. They know, oh, you came to get pre-approved, you were missing 10 grand extra to
Now all
get
of a sudden you
pre-approved.
got.
And
Now all of a sudden you get
all
an
of a sudden
addendum
you're
for 10
amending your tax
grand.
return, yeah.
Oh, I missed it.
Addendums for taxes are not
Whoops.
allowed to qualify. That's not a viable reason. Oh no, just kidding, that expense disappeared.
I just found $10,000.
No. And addendum is because there's a real true reason. You forgot a 1099, you forgot a W-2, you forgot an accounts receivable or
Something to
payable,
prove.
whatever it might be.
Right. Now, I know all of this, I ask these questions before I even get them pre-approved, but I'm open to meeting with you guys if you want. You guys can know what questions to ask, what to look for, and just how to know. Just have that knowledge before all of this happens,
And most accountants don't. And that is when you're working with a team that they are geared towards. Most accountants are doing tax returns and they're not even asking the question.
No, they don't.
Right.
Hey, are you planning to buy a
Yeah,
house in the
houses
next
is-
3 years? Is
Yeah.
really the best question.
That's true.
Because forget next year.
Mhm.
Because if you're self-employed or a 1099 and if you're trying to buy, it's average income of 24 months.
Yeah.
So I want to know what your 3-year goal is to give a cushion so we can properly start coaching you into the right
Guiding you to
situation.
where you need to be.
Exactly. And most accountants don't ask that, so guess what? They're in, I'm gonna save you money
Money,
mode.
yeah.
I'm gonna save you, which is good, that's what their
They
job
have like the things
is.
that the horses have. They're just on that.
But
Yeah,
then
but
later
it's
on,
not
when they
fun.
come to
They
qualify,
don't ask any questions because I don't want to get their license
the
in trouble.
most common complaint that I have at pre-approval is my accountant screwed me. It's funny because 3 months before they were saying,
Your best
hey,
friend.
you're my
Yeah.
best friend, you
Yeah.
saved me so much
You give me
money.
so much money back.
And then they sit in my office
You
and
gotta
they're
be
like, oh, he
conservative.
screwed me. I can't believe he did that. As
Your
if
mind
he's
goes
supposed
pretty
to
grand,
mind.
yeah.
Right. But I do agree that a real, true professional accountant, that should be part of the consultation
Yes.
because what he's doing really affects that part of someone's life.
Of course.
I agree. Guys, and I know there's gonna be Mike's here, and especially now that tax season coming around, he'll be in a few more trainings, and there's people that are gonna want to speak to you. Leave your stuff, Kevin. And I want to respect everybody's time. We did start a little bit later, but it's hitting that 1. Mike will leave his stuff. I'm gonna put it in the YouTube video. Kevin, thank you for taking time. Oh, look who happened to come here, Miguel. Thank you for nothing, Miguel, just for passing by. At least you showed heart. Thank you guys all for being part of this, and whoever needs to speak to Mike and Kevin, let's rock and roll. Thank you guys.
2019, let's make it happen.